Good, happy Wednesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, woman arrested twice in same day after asking police to return drugs. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Woman appeared in court via video this morning after police say she returned here to the Salem Police Department not only to ask for her drugs back, but also violating terms of the bail that she had just agreed to hours earlier. 26-year-old Emily Morin is facing several drug charges after police say she was in possession of Suboxone stemming from a shoplifting incident at Macy's. They say her license and registration were both suspended. She was released on personal recognizance bail and agreed not to commit any crime while on bail. Just hours later, police say Morin and a friend returned to the police department demanding the drugs. Police then saw Morin get into the driver's seat and attempt to drive away. The officer ordered her out of the car after a brief struggle. She was eventually arrested again. Now, Morin is facing several additional charges stemming from that second incident. She's being held on $5,000 cash bail. We're live in Salem. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, there you go on that report. One dead after car rear ends pickup truck on Mass Pike in Brington. One person was killed Wednesday when a sedan rear-ended a pickup truck that was towing a trailer that had stopped along the Massachusetts Turnpike in Brington, according to state police. The crash happened in the right lane of the highway near the Beacon Street Bridge, about a mile before the former location of Alston Bridgeton Toll Plaza. State police said the truck had stopped and the occupants got out to secure the trailer's load when it was rear-ended by a white BMW. State police said a second person in the pickup truck suffered critical injuries, and the driver of the BMW was also injured. Eastbound traffic delays were being reported back to exit 16, police said. Mass DOT said the two right lanes will be closed between 30 minutes to an hour. And there you go on that report. What police and advocates are doing to address Maine's domestic violence problem. Let's take a listen to this video from WMTW, Kathleen Jordan.
Channel 8.
My total morning start with Christina, David, Mallory, and Ted.
I have to say I love the meteorologists. I'm a little bit of a weather nerd. Really love watching Ted and Mallory in the morning.
My favorite station.
I'm a real viewer and I'm a fan of Channel 8.
Oh, I watch every day.
My total morning start with Christina, David, Mallory, Ted.
Nothing can justify domestic abuse and violence.
The fight to save lives against a problem authorities say is plaguing rural communities in Maine.
There's no studies, I think, that have connected it, but it certainly speaks to the level of drug addiction and the co-occurring mental disorders that we're seeing in rural communities.
2 deadly cases of domestic abuse in Maine within a week of each other. Last week, state police say a man killed his wife, his son, and his neighbor in Madison. Yesterday, a J-man charged and accused of killing his girlfriend.
It can escalate very, very quickly.
York County Sheriff William King says their work begins before deputies get to the scene. Dispatchers are key, flagging any history of violence at the home.
When you really think about it, we're going into somebody's home. We're solving a problem that oftentimes at least the primary aggressor doesn't want solved or doesn't even view it as a problem at all.
Advocates say legislation is pending that would better fund intervention programs for convicted abusers. They say another bill would make violating a protective order for a third time a felony a harsher punishment. First responders and advocates say they can't fight this alone.
The people in our lives are such essential resources.
They're calling on communities to speak up.
It's getting that call from a concerned family member, community member. To me, that means we're doing our job, right? That we collectively as a community are doing our job.
And last week when we spoke with advocates after the deadly shooting in Madison, they said if you or someone you know is dealing with domestic abuse, you can reach an advocate at any time by calling 1-866-83-4HELP, as you see at the bottom of your screen. In the studio, Kathleen Jordan, WMTW News 8.
Okay, there you go on that report. Now let's take a look at your stock market and see how your stock market closed this evening. And here's a look at your stock market now. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green, it went up. Your S&P 500 index closed in the green, it went up. NASDAQ closed in the green, it went up. RUSS 2K closed in the green, it went up. And VIX closed in the red, it went down. Dow jumps to record after yellowing singles future rate hikes will be gradual. U.S. equities rose on Wednesday as investors praised through testimony from the top-ranking Federal Reserve's official. Trump suggests Putin would have preferred Clinton. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
In January 2017, aides to then-President-elect Donald Trump issued a blanket denial that he or anyone on his campaign team had any contact with Russia during the 2016 election cycle. A number of Trump team members, however, appear to have had various connections to or meetings with Russian officials. Here's a breakdown. For more than 4 months, Trump's campaign was run by Paul Manafort, who has done political consulting work in Ukraine. Manafort's name was mentioned multiple times when former FBI Director James Comey spoke at a House Intelligence Committee hearing in March 2017. During that hearing, Comey revealed that the agency was investigating alleged Russian interference in the U.S. presidential election and the possible involvement of Trump associates. Trump said that Comey assured him 3 times that he was not under investigation. Retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn went from being an active campaign surrogate to Trump's first national security advisor. However, he was forced to resign after it was revealed that he misled Vice President Mike Pence about his conversations with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. Flynn also exchanged several texts with Kislyak, and he met with him in person in Trump Tower during the transition alongside Trump's son-in-law and senior White House advisor Jared Kushner. Kislyak briefly greeted Trump in April 2016. The Russian ambassador also met with now Attorney General Jeff Sessions at an event in Cleveland during the 2016 Republican National Convention and again in D.C. the following September. Sessions has said that he did meet with Kislyak and diplomats from other countries as a senator, not as a Trump campaign surrogate, and never discussed campaign-related issues with anyone from Russia. Carter Page, a former foreign policy advisor to the Trump campaign, was with Sessions when he met with Kislyak in Cleveland. Back in 2013, well before joining the Trump campaign, Page had been targeted for recruitment as an intelligence source by Russian spies gathering economic intelligence about the U.S. Donald Trump Jr., Kushner, and Manafort also met with a Russian lawyer with ties to the Kremlin on June 9, 2016, not long after Trump clinched the Republican nomination. Donald Trump Jr. has since said that he went to the meeting after being told the lawyer may have information about an opponent that could be helpful for his father's campaign. After Comey's firing, the Justice Department appointed former FBI Director Robert Mueller as special counsel to lead the FBI's investigation into whether anyone involved with Trump's campaign colluded with Russia to sway the 2016 election.
Okay, and they on that video in that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Good night, everyone. Bye.